Hello, everybody. What's up? YouTube can be great. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 9, Episode 3 review. Oh, dear. So we start off when we left off. Carly and Sierra is still in the fight. And what I see is somebody go and grab Carly from the back, drag her hair. So you got Sierra in the front trying to fight her. You got Bambi in the corner instigating shit and not doing nothing but yelling. You got somebody that I don't know, I ain't never seen, in the back grabbing Carly from the back of her head. And I was very proud of whoever put Carly's wig together, because that shit didn't even come off. That lace wig stayed down during the entire fight, and we got Ciara taking off her wig, and we saw everything. She got a good makeup artist and dresser, because that person tacked that shit down. But why they drag Carly away like that? They dragged her away like she was like, was she having a seizure or some shit like that? But I don't know who tried to jump her. Rashida and Kirk decided to leave because they're thinking this shit is ghetto and they just messed up all of Sierra's party. Oh well, this is the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is the type of shit that we like to see. Of course it's gonna happen. Get over it. Then we got Light Skin Keisha and her man segment. They're talking about they have a YouTube channel. They do pranks. They do cooking. They're together trying to build like a little bit of a teamwork empire type situation. And then they talk about Scrappy and Bambi not liking them. And then Scrappy pulling their song that they did together off because of whatever Bambi would have said. Now, I understand that Bambi has an issue with them, but I don't think that pulling somebody's artistic talent off like a Instagram or iTunes, wherever the hell it was at, to get back at them, it seems very petty to me. That's just me, but that's what happened. Then we got Light Skin Keisha talking about marriage with Coco Vango, whatever his name is, talking about, you gonna propose to me? He says, oh, I need you to wait because I want to do it perfectly. But then y'all bought a house together. Y'all cohabitating together. Y'all are screwing each other. I don't understand why y'all are skipping steps. If y'all gonna do all this stuff, you need to marry her and not tell her to wait, because otherwise you shouldn't be getting what you're getting. My point could be wrong, to each his own. Then we got Carly meeting up with Rashida and Bambi meeting up with Sierra, and they're going back and forth between the screen. Carly basically lets Rashida know that she was set up and she was jumped, because now we find out that it was Sierra's assistant that was the person that had grabbed Carly from the back of her head and was trying to stalk her in her face while she was trying to square up with Sierra in front of her. And then Sierra's now playing the victim, crying to Bambi, talking about, I don't know why Carly would put me in that situation. And, you know, knowing that I have a case to fight, I have so much going on, and I don't know why she would even want to do that to me. Why didn't she just leave? And I'm just like, girl, you are in control of your own emotions. You're in control of your own actions. You chose, knowing that you had a pending case, for putting your hands on somebody, to put your hands on somebody else, let alone somebody that you were supposed to be friends with. You're telling us you didn't do number one, but we watched you do number two. And you want to sit up here and blame Carly for the fact that your hands reached over and hit her. And then Bambi's dumbass is sitting up here talking about, why didn't Carly just leave? Carly could have left, but you could have also said, security, come get her. You didn't have to put, because there were security that dragged her out. So they're obviously around. You didn't have to put your hand on her. You were frustrated, you were angry, and because you were pissed off at her because she couldn't make it to your court date, you felt like you were so agitated because your life was at, your freedom was at risk. So you took your anger out on her, except you expect her to just take it. Y'all and your lips, both y'all lips, have problems, but y'all don't want to talk about it with them big ass lips y'all done injected onto your face. Sierra needs to quit crying victim, because I don't think that she was as scared about what she did until after the fact, knowing that Carly now sent a text to her mama, threatened to get her another case for putting her hands, and this time we all saw it, so ain't no way you need to pull a video for that. But then we got Mama D throwing a surprise birthday party for Scrappy on his 36th birthday. At first, I was like, what in the actual hell? What is a mama doing throwing a surprise birthday party for a 36-year-old grown man of hers who is married? If anything, his wife should be the one throwing this birthday party for him. Not you, girl. You used to be living your life. He's grown, married, has kids, had another kid on the way. Like, we don't need to see all this, right? But then she says that Scrappy has never had a surprise party before, so she wanted to be the one to do it, especially because of everything that Scrappy had been doing for her, being that she just got out of surgery with all the, you know, how all the stuff that she's been having issues with physically. Then as the party keeps going, a bunch of people start showing up. We got Scrap De Leon is back on the scene, and he only has 1 year parole left, and he's enjoying his freedom, and he's enjoying his life, and he's about to find another girl to jump on, and we don't know who that is yet. Then we got Miss Charlene, Rashida's mama, coming in, and we find out that Charlene had been talking to Mama D, basically venting, saying that she wanted to start her own plus size boutique, but that Kirk thought that it was a conflict of interest, and that she wasn't supportive of her decision to do that. And then Kirk says that, of course I'm not supportive, because if she's selling her clothes out of my store, store, she's taking business away from me, charging a cheaper price for her own store, trying to boost her own business. I understand where Kirk is coming from, but why don't you give her something? Close your plus size department, have them go to her and just sell regular clothes on your end to give her an opportunity to have her own business. She's an older woman. It wouldn't hurt, but you know Kirk don't like Miss Charlene, so he not finna get her nothing. Then we got Jock telling Scrappy on the corner that his mama's drinking. We find out later that Mama D wasn't drinking alcohol. She was drinking cola, and she's maintaining her sobriety because she wants to maintain her health, which is a good thing. Then we got Bambi, Shakana, Spice, and Tokyo Tony. They're sitting around talking together, and Tokyo Tony tells everybody she ain't no virgin no more. Somebody done popped her cherry, and she don't want to tell us who it is yet, but hopefully later on the show she'll let us know who spread it wide and had her legs up in the air and had her screaming, "Amen," for getting it in. Then we got Light Skin Keisha. Light Skin Keisha is brought up to Shakana, and Bambi says that she don't like her. And they asked her why. She said because she was sleeping with Coco Venga when Coco Venga was still in a relationship with her friend Amy, and she felt like that was a homewrecker type shit. Being that Bambi is married, of course she would not gravitate people like that do stuff like that, because obviously this is the type of people that could take her man or interfere in her relationship. I understand that perspective, but we'll hear more about it later. Then Karen King joins the party, and she looks bomb as hell. All these older women, Mama D, Karen King, Charlene, y'all know how to put yourself together. Then Bambi's mama shows up, Cece, and Karen is trying to get Mama D to go and hug Cece, and Mama D is like, no, that bitch can go to hell. I ain't hugging her ass and her Lord. She might infect me with her bad spirit. I want her around me. Now I'm watching Bambi's behavior and how two-faced she can be sometimes and how messy she can be sometimes. When she knows that Sierra and Carly have been very good friends, Sierra is venting to her about Carly and the situation. Rashida is trying to mend it, talking about you guys should talk. I wish you guys should work it out. Bambi is kind of like instigating more information and more information into Sierra's mind, talking about, yeah, but Carly's energy, her energy is bad. It almost feels like Bambi doesn't know how to be a real friend. Maybe she wants to be the one that's close to Sierra instead of Carly. Why would you put it to her that way? If they've been friends for a while, why not try to get Sierra to see something? Maybe Carly's behaving this way because she's going through something too. Why not give her a chance? You guys discuss it, make it better. Instead, you're telling her, yeah, but her energy is just so bad and this, and this. Even at the party, she was one that told Sierra that Carly was talking about her when Carly was talking to Rashida. And when Sierra tried to hit her, then Bambi's like, oh no, stop, don't do this here, y'all don't need to handle this. Girl, bye. You're a little bit, you do some sneaky ass shit. And with that personality, I can't figure out what Cece, Bambi's mom, how she behaves. I don't know her yet. We haven't seen much of her. But if she has certain traits like that, I can see why Mama D would behave the way she behaves. Because if Mama D can get along with Miss Charlene and Karen King, I don't think that she's the problem. That's just me. Anyway, we got Sierra meeting up with Rashida because she got a text message from her lawyer saying that it's an emergency, and she's already panicking before she realizes what it is. But we find out that the lawyer comes in and says, hey, I found a videotape that proves that you're to do nothing to this girl, so we can get this case dismissed, so it's all good. Sierra starts crying because she feels a breath of relief, and it is what it is. Then we got Stevie in the studio and Mimi coming to visit. We find out a lot. Stevie, I feel in my heart, still wants Mimi. I don't care. He wants that woman because he feels bad that he let her go away. He felt like this was going to happen. Mimi and him had, 15, 16 years of going back and forth. They break up, they get back together, they break up, they get back together. He thought that he can go and do whatever the fuck he wanted to do with Jocelyn and that Mimi would take him back. He didn't know that Jocelyn would be the type of person that she was to go out there and really try to embarrass the fuck out of Mimi, calling her a maid, doing all this stuff to her to make her look like an asshole. He stayed with Jocelyn because he thought he could make more money with her because of her career. But that didn't happen because Jocelyn's music is, I'm sorry, but it was garbage. Then he decided that, you know what, after he realized the type of person Jocelyn was cussing him out. She had no respect for him. She was putting their business out there. Then Jocelyn gets pregnant and they have a baby together. But by the time Stevie realized how low he had sunk in trying to be with somebody who's too young for him, number one, who he already manipulated, number two, who already tried to keep threatening. Jocelyn had a lot within herself to deal with when she met Stevie. To me right now, the way that she is after having a baby, I think she's a better person. Back then when she first met Stevie, she was still finding herself, and he took advantage of her in that regard. But I don't think that Stevie thought that he would be in the situation he's in right now with Jocelyn, and he felt like maybe Mimi would always be in the back burner for him if he decided that he wanted to go back to her. But what happened? Mimi was broken to her core. She let him go. She found her another person who happens to be a woman, Ty, and she's trying to build a life with her. But the damage that Stevie and her mom and several other people in her past have done, in other words, leaving her consistently, is so much so that she don't even know if she wants to marry Ty because she's afraid to let herself completely go to somebody and trust them with her entire being because of what Stevie put her through. I like that Stevie apologized to her, but we can tell that there's still a scar there. He knows he hurt the fuck out of her, because then he calls Mimi to complain when him and Faith has problems in their relationship. And while he's complaining, he's talking about Mimi, about how he misses his family, how he wants her back. Just dumb shit that Stevie always does, because he knows that Mimi was the one that got away. I like that he loves Faith, and Faith gets him together, and Faith is the reason why she's getting her child support checks. However, I do feel like if Stevie felt like he had a chance with Mimi, he would go back to her. Then we got, or he would at least have sex with her and just lie to Faith about it. Then we got Young Jock has a Club South Beach, and I love that Young Jock is slowly becoming an entrepreneur, because when we first started this show on Love and Hip Hop, he didn't have shit. He was in a treehouse, living on a couch. He had all these women pregnant. He didn't have anything to show for it after he's had his music career. Now he has a radio show. He had the hair salon, which hopefully it worked out at some point, or maybe not. He has the lawyer that he's engaged to, the legal person, the legal company owner that he's engaged to. He has his own strip club coming on, not strip club, his own club coming up. I mean, he's really out there trying to make himself some money, including this show. I'm very proud of Jock and see how far that he's come. I really am. Then we got Light Skin Keisha and her man Coco Vango showing up to support him. Shekinah shows up, but she said that she only showed up to get Bambi and Light Skin Keisha together to see if they can work things out, because she likes Light Skin Keisha and she likes Bambi. Coco Vango says that he was in a relationship with Amy for a year and a half, but it wasn't working, so he had to let it go and move on. However, when Light Skin Keisha takes to the confessional, she says something like, you don't go after the woman, you go after the man. You don't say nothing to the woman, you go after the man. So I'm thinking, girl, you were the side chick then at some point. You, basically what you told yourself is that you didn't have any obligations to the girl. So if the man chooses to come sleep with you when he has a girlfriend, it's his fault and she should go after him, and you have no responsibility for it. Bitch, if you know that he was in a relationship, you also have a responsibility in the situation, because you knowingly was screwing somebody who didn't belong to you. You are technically a homewrecker. Just because you got him doesn't mean for now, because you get a man the same way, you lose a man the same way that you get him. Right now it's all lovey-dovey and it's all great, but because that man knows that you were willing to sleep with him when he was with somebody else, when it's time for him to go, he can go and sleep with somebody else knowing that he's with you, and you can't sit up there and complain about it, because your idea is that, oh, well, it's the man's fault. Yes, it's the man's fault primarily. He takes 80% of the blame, because he's the one who is responsible for keeping himself, for fidelity-wise, being faithful to the person he's with. I get that part. But you have 20% of a responsibility, because you knowingly tried to, basically you interfere in a relationship that wasn't already over. Now, Coco Vango is saying, well, it wasn't working, I left. You could have left after you broke up with her. You could not have left, before and sleeping with somebody else and then saying, I don't want to be with you. That's not how that works. Why don't you respect the relationship you had with her, let her go, let her grieve correctly, and you move on. Don't cheat on her, because that's what you did. You were cheating on her. But Bambi says that she knows the story, that she was a homewrecker. Jock seems to agree, because he feels like the timeline also makes sense, because he says, well, if she was a homewrecker, Bambi's married, and some girls try to take Scrappy away from Bambi, she's not feeling these people, and I agree. It's not, I would not want anybody like that around me if I was married, because I know you have no morals, and that in your mind you feel like you are entitled to behave the way that you behave, because if my husband chooses to go sleep with you, you feel like you don't hold any responsibility in the matter. You do. You just don't hold as much responsibility as he does. But for you to knowingly do that, you are a Jezebel in my eyes, and you have no value for yourself, and all that loud hooping and hollering you're doing, it's happy right now, but ain't nobody you don't get blessed by making somebody else feel bad about themselves or hurting somebody else. I feel like Coco Vango may end up with her, marrying her, but there's a chance that when times get rough, he can leave her and go to somebody else. It's just, it is what it is, because you have to get somebody in what's called clean hands. Before you start a relationship, you got to have clean hands. In other words, make sure you ended whatever the situation you ended before you get into somebody else who's going to come back to haunt you. Because now you're on TV and this girl's making you look like shit, telling you all your business that you were out here being this type of hoe. That's what it is. It's like a hoe-ish behavior. Then we got Bambi saying that she would never have anything to do with her. Light Skin Keisha is like, if you're on 10, I'm on 20. I'm gonna be 20. I'm gonna give you twice the energy you give me. If you come in with an attitude, Bambi did come in with an attitude already, because she said she was gonna let this girl know that she wasn't fucking with her. Then we got Ciara, Rashida, Spice, and Carly. They decided to go to church. Sierra invited Carly to church, maybe because she felt like it would soften her up to her apology. Then after church, Sierra decides to cry about it while apologizing to Carly for touching her. I was so proud of Carly in this scene. Ain't no way in hell you as my friend will touch me. I keep saying it over and over again. Speak to me with your words, bitch. If I don't touch your ass, don't touch me. Because once you put your hands on me, we will never, ever come back from that. I don't forget stuff like that. I will never forget. And every time I see you, I always picture your hand coming to my face. Either I want to strangle your ass and hurt you back to say what you feel, you made me feel, or I'm going to just throw shit at you. You cannot put your hands on me and come back and tell me you're sorry. It doesn't work that way. Keep your sorry, take it to the grave with you. I don't care. But Sierra's crying, saying that she's sorry for putting her hands on Carly because she took her frustration out on her. Carly's saying that Sierra cries about everything. She don't know if she's sincere or if she's scared that she might catch another case. I think that she's scared because she might catch another case. So she has to cry to get Carly to heal. That's what she's going to do. Then Carly starts crying herself and basically saying that you don't know what I'm going through, what I went through. You weren't there supportive and you let somebody put their hands on me and you were cool with it. I'm not okay with it. Then she says that my best friend is Karma and Karma's basically going to get you. She said that she forgives Sierra and she's going to let Karma handle her. But at the same time, I feel like Carly's still hurt. Hopefully her and Sierra can, at least come on a calmer accord to where they don't have this negative energy between them. But would I be able to be friends with Sierra, like the way that we were, if I was her friend and she touched me? No. No, because now I know that you don't value me as a person. That's how I look at it. If you ever touch me, if I was your friend, if I was your genuine friend and you could touch me and put your hands on me, we would never come back from that. I'm very careful, even when I fight with my friends, not to go that far. If there's certain things that I could say that could cut you to wipe me, throw your business out there, put everything that you told me and trusted me with out there, I know not to do that because at the end of the day, I feel like this fight is going to end at some point. We're going to have to make up, right? But you don't want to do something that goes too far to where the person will never, ever be able to forget or forgive you. Or if they do forgive you, they will never be able to forget, so they can't trust you. If you touch me, you hit me, you come, you say you're sorry, and we're friends, I may be able to forgive you, but I'm never going to forget that you touched me. So there are going to be certain parameters, certain boundaries I'm going to put up now to protect myself because at the end of the day, I can't trust you no more. That's just what it is. So anyway, that was this week's episode. It was a good episode. I would give it at least, I would say 4.5 out of 5. The fight wasn't too much, but it was enough for me to get enough storylines going on. I like that they brought Scrap De Leon back, Karen King. I like that they brought her back. I love that Mama D's not drinking anymore. I love Scrappy and Bambi's storyline. I hope that Cece and Mama D be able to get along, but who knows? I don't know. We'll find out more about her as the show goes on. But we got all these different people coming in, and I feel like it's gonna be good. This season's not doing bad so far. It's pretty entertaining. I like it. It's better than when we had to tolerate we were watching some of the other episodes. Anyway, like, subscribe, notification bell. Let me know what you think about this episode. Keep your comments below. I do take a look at it and read it. And if I feel like it's something that's, we need to respond and chat with, I do respond to some of them. You guys have a wonderful evening. Bye.